Marcal, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for the invitation.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I've been looking forward to this for a while, for more than 6 months.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you in Berlin, and you just played in Bergen for the second time. It was an amazing set. I had a lot of fun. How are you feeling after the set?
Mission accomplished.
Yeah?
Yeah. Really happy with the outcome of the set. I prepared a bit for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I didn't prepare for the first one, but it was the opening. I mean, I think I even prepared more for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
but this time I felt more freedom.
Yeah.
You know, and everything went well.
Yeah.
I'm glad with. I saw a lot of familiar faces, and I had lots of fun, and I think people enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling fulfilled and motivated.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely super happy that I came. Like I was like there dancing all the time. I had a blast, and a lot of people around me had a blast too. So it was a very big success.
Okay, I feel happy to hear this. Really.
I don't know if you saw there was a Reddit thread as well of like people that just describing the set from the hardcore Bergen Reddit community,
Okay.
and people were super happy. I think it was a very good combination of the vibe. A lot of people came for your set,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like dancing full on,
Mm-hmm.
and there was enough space on the dance floor for people to really express themselves. So it was perfect. You
It's
know?
nice. It's not too crowded, so you can
Yeah.
have space to,
Yeah, exactly.
to move. Yeah,
And
that's
move,
important.
Move for real. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it was one of these nights that everything goes how you planned
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I felt no pressure at all. Like I felt really comfortable, and I did my thing, and everything went the way I thought it was going to go. So I'm really satisfied
Yeah.
and happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice,
Thanks
nice.
for
Yeah.
having
Pleasure.
fun.
Yeah. My pleasure. I will do this all the time, you know.
But it's a challenge, you know. Like
Yeah.
the next time I play there, I'll feel pressure again because for me, at least for myself, I have this
Mhm.
thing. I want to surpass myself, so be it, and not try to do something different. Also, like a
Mhm.
bit different, not too different, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it will be a
read.
challenge.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I can imagine. Also, I read your thank you post after the gig, right? You said this time I wanted to express a different side of myself and
Yeah.
to widen my color palette, like my artistic palette, not
Yeah.
color palette. Yeah.
Yeah,
In what way? So, did you feel like the first time was a bit more contained?
I prepared a little more, and I felt a bit more contained because I feel like the opening slot is one of the most important ones, if
Mhm.
not the most important, because you are trying to build, set up the atmosphere for the whole night,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah, I've selected some ambient stuff, some broken beats, and I tried to tell a story within that,
Mhm.
and tried to not like play a lot of bangers, you know. Of course, I played some.
Yeah.
I've tested some unreleased stuff of mine, both times. The second time and the first one, but it was more restrained.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun doing it because it forced myself to search for different tracks that I'm not always
Mm-hmm.
stopping to look at.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Ha-
And about the post, yeah, it's because I feel a lot of people know
Mhm.
me because of my productions,
yes.
and now that they are knowing me for my DJing, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I started producing, but nowadays I feel like I want to be. I'm a DJ, you know,
Yeah.
and of course I'm DJ and a producer, but I
Mhm.
love both. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm more producer than a DJ. No.
Very interesting. And for example, I wanted to ask you, how do you prepare for a set?
It can vary. Like I have this main rotation of tracks that
Mhm.
I have some secret demos that I always have on my USB, and that I always try to go at them and repeat them sometimes in some sets, some not.
Mhm.
But I have like this, when I receive a new promo or I find a new track that I find interesting, I download it, but I don't put it on Recordbox directly. I put it on this Hear Me Again folder. So because sometimes I'm I don't know, I'm a really good humor at the day, and I'm feeling everything good, you know.
Yeah.
And then I try to double check like some days after or some days before a gig, and then I cycle through this folder, and then I don't move that tracks to my main folder, but I move them to Recordbox, and then I play them and test them with my main tracks that I currently playing. And if I like them enough, I move them to my main folder. So I have this kind of filtering selections.
Yeah.
It's a mess if you take a look at my computer, but for me it makes sense, you know. I have everything organized within my brain.
Yeah. It works for you.
But it's most of the time I prepare for gigs like this. I have like some tracks for the beginning, and then from there I use my library and my main rotation, and I go through the folders live and I improvise it live.
Yeah,
it's more fun for me this way.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel the mood. Sometimes even my humor can change and play something different for that night. Sometimes I'm getting bored of the last 2-3 sets I made. I want to do something completely different. I can try to at least start a bit different and then see where it goes.
Yeah. Do you look at the crowd a lot?
No.
You're focused on your music.
It's a weird thing. I have myopia. I can see clearly too far. And sometimes I also see like I'm waiting for sound cues from the crowd, some screams or something. And sometimes I know like in Europe there's some places that people don't scream as much, and I miss this connection sometimes. But now that I'm aware of this, I just trust myself, and of course sometimes 2 or 3, 4 times in a set I can look around to see the atmosphere, how is it going on, and if I can change something or not. But most of the time I don't look.
You're focused on...
I'm focusing on my thing.
Yeah. So interesting.
And I can feel some way if it's working or not, but it's not by looking, you know, it's but my feeling,
Yeah.
If it's not, I can feel when I'm not doing that well, you know. I don't know, I trust myself a lot.
Yeah. It's more internal.
And more internal, yes.
And for example, with the screaming, so how is the German crowd? How do you find the German crowd for screaming?
I feel that sometimes they don't scream a lot. No, it's more quiet. But there's more movement, more dancing, and I love that. And it was something that I took a little time to understand when I started touring Europe. Because in Brazil, people are really vocal when they like, you know, sometimes you have like this suddenly change, or maybe the hats go out and just the kick drum and the tracks go a little bit filtered, like just the low end, and there's a space for people to scream, you know? Yeah. And I like that a lot. I was one of the guys when I was raving that I screamed a lot, and I know that here people don't like it that much because sometimes people are so focused on the music they don't want anyone else to distract.
Yeah.
So this is super interesting, and it's some of the things I noticed when I started touring, and now I understand that some places I even prefer sometimes that, okay, now it's heads down mode. I want to put everyone in a trance state, and I don't want screaming. I don't people just closing their eyes and feeling it.
Yeah, being more introverted.
Yeah. So that's how I said it. I feel it some way. But sometimes when you want, like, you have this maybe a long tension, and you have this drop, and you want a bit of someone at least like doing woo, it gives me chills. Yes. So I feel more connected. Yeah. But I'm trying to understand every type of crowd. But German crowd, I feel it's a bit more quiet sometimes. But it can get a bit vocal sometimes also.
I think he got vocal, like on Sunday morning we got vocal.
I loved it.
Yeah, I love it too. There was at least one moment that I can remember it was the breakdown of the track Samba, I think, by Vinicius.
Yes.
And it's a breakdown with Sambinha, like percussions, like almost silence, but just this percussion, there's no kick.
Yeah.
And then people were like wild, they were like, whoa, in the break we were like, so good.
That was my intention of playing that track.
So good.
And it's funny that you said that, because at that moment I couldn't hear the screams a lot.
You didn't know?
But I feel it's like now I'm using ear protection while playing, and some months ago I just started using it. I got my you know like the custom molded ones.
ACS or which brand?
It's
are
not
they?
ACS. I did some in this Portugal. They sent to the company in Spain, and I don't know the brand, but it's really good.
Yeah.
It's for me. I was like, why I'm not playing with this since the beginning? You know, I feel like I can even mix better with them.
So interesting.
Yeah, but at the downside, as I don't see as much and I don't like to play with my glasses on, the sound cues are important to me. And now that I'm with the ear protection, as you said, you guys were screaming on that track, and I couldn't remember that you guys were screaming.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, did they really like that one? But I know it worked, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It
But
works.
it's something that I also getting used to now.
Yeah.
I'm loving using earplugs for playing right now.
What led you to start using them?
Like 3 months ago, I started using like these ear razors ones, not custom, but I felt they were like muffling the sound too much.
Yeah.
And every time I was like putting my headphone to like cueing and then checking the beat, but every time like the earplug went off my ear, and I was like fighting with the equipment at my ears, you know, like because I was like nudging the CDJs to be on time, and then I putting it on in and putting the headphone, like I was fighting with myself. I was like, no, I don't want to use like this. And then I got the molded ones, and it's perfect for me.
Wood, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like the sound is way more flat, and it don't tires me, my ears, you know, I feel less tired when I finish playing. For me, it's a must. Everyone should use one of these to play like professionally.
Very interesting. What kind of headphones do you use? They are like...
I use the 8D25.
Yeah, the
Sennheiser, the
standard
default one.
Yeah, so they're not...
I used to have the... what's it called? It's Denmark brand. AI. You know, it's like... I forgot the name of it.
Yeah. Okay.
TMA.
Okay.
TMA, yeah. AI, TMA.
Why they were bigger or not? They were same
a bit
size?
bigger, a bit bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
But not much.
Yeah, but you play well with this, you know, with the... So you put the earplugs, custom-made earplugs inside the filters, and then you put on top the
it's easy. It's like we helped.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. I think your ears will thank you in 10 years' time.
That's one of the reasons that it's time to use it, because I like to play with the monitor booth really loud.
Very loud. Okay, yeah. That's you just blast it. And
I like to feel the pressure.
You feel it, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Because it must be fun to me. So because if it's not touching me in some way, the sound, I can't understand what to play. You know.
Yeah.
I want to be like one of the people in the crowd, and I'm playing for myself. Kind of not 100% like this. It's not like I'm playing for myself. Fuck it, the crowd, but I need to have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you want to feel the body.
Yeah.
The body's like vibrating.
Physical thing.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. What is one of the first good memories of music that you have?
Oh, I had lots in Guyana, my hometown. I have many like special gigs, but I've had this one that I always remember. And it's funny because it's not the main party in Guyana. It was like this promoter from my hometown. He did this party it was in Carnival, Brazil, and there's party everywhere, you know. But he did this techno party in like this studio, but it like 200 people were inside. Like it was a studio, but there's a lot outside space, and it was one of the best gigs I ever had. And I was like not that popular at that time, but it was one of those nights that everything you played, everyone likes it, everyone was screaming, and the sound system was good, everything was fine, and I had lots of fun, you know. Yeah.
Was it the similar style to what you're playing now, similar palette, or different?
It's a bit different, yes, but it was serious techno. There was a bit at that time. I played at some of this a bit of festival peak time techno at the time, but it was like mixtured. You know, like there was some mainstream stuff, but a lot of good stuff also. Yeah. But nowadays it's a bit different from that time. Yes. We're talking about like 6 years ago, 7.
Okay. Yeah. So also very different music
landscape.
Yeah.
Also the scene was different.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. And Guyana, the place where you come from, like,
Yeah.
what is one of the best things about Guyana that inspired what your music is today?
Yeah, there's this party called Lost and Found. It's nowadays they are my friends, Alex Justino and Morgana. They're also DJs and artists from Guyana and from Brazil. It was my first techno party that I went, and it was for me it was like discovering a new
Well, yeah.
a new world, because at the time I was into some weird other electronic music, like some future house, some EDM, even some hard style. I've begun my career, like music career, producing hard style.
So interesting.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with what I do today.
Same alias, same name?
No, it's other alias.
Okay.
But I think I have a EDM release with my own name, like Laerte Marçal. You
Really?
can find it on YouTube. It's really cheesy. Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I produced on my FL studio and stuff.
Yeah.
Really, when I was like 18 years old or something like that.
Yeah, wow, very interesting.
But the question is actually, sorry, maybe I forgot
The question,
now.
something about your hometown that
Yeah,
inspires you.
there's this party, Lost and Found, and now from the same owner, like Alex, there's this shadow party. He does it. There's the collective called 92.
Yeah.
And he does it ever since. I went to every party, and I started playing at this party also. And that's the thing in Guyana. It's like I say we because I help Alex sometimes, but he tries to like nowadays book some artists from Europe, and he did Jonas Kopp, he did Arthur Robert. For Guyana, it's really difficult to bring someone overseas because it's a lot of
Super expensive.
It's super expensive. Like the Brazilian real is like compared to euros like six times, you know, more expensive, like six times the currency.
It's hard. It's more expensive.
Yeah, so it's a bit, and also like we are developing a scene in Guyana, but it's not like in Europe, you know.
Yeah.
It's different, but we have a nice thing going on, and the crowd understands the sound. That's the most fun thing because it's interesting. Like in Guyana, you don't have like cheesy techno party. It's like nowadays it's like really underground, proper techno. You know, like
wow.
Yeah.
Aside from the screaming and how people dance, like what is the other difference compared to, let's say, Berlin or Portugal, Europe, and Guyana?
Okay, now that you said that, it's funny because I don't the actual moment in Guyana, not only in Guyana but in Brazil. I feel like the crowd still needs to understand some stuff, and especially because we are known as like samba, like percussion driving people, you know, like Latin, hot, like to dance. But I still find the crowds, they don't understand the sound 100%. Or people, I don't know, people in Guyana, for example, they like to go out, but they chat a lot, and some events, sometimes people go crazy, but most of the time, I don't know, people go more to like smoke and socialize, and they don't dance a lot. You know, you see them like this, but not like raving mode like here. You know. Wow. So when I came here, I was like, I want to play to these guys because they're really into it. They really know. You know. And in Brazil, you can get this, but it's not every time. At least that's my experience. You know.
Yeah.
I had this gig in Rio, and Rio is not known for techno that much, and it was one of my best gigs in Brazil. Everyone went crazy, and it was like some of the best parties I had in Europe. But like in São Paulo, that is more a techno, more like culturally electronic music influenced. I didn't have the most great crowds.
Different habits of dancing, going to clubs.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows, like what, like how these things evolve in a city, right? And then I guess like the culture becomes like going out for, like Italy is the same. Like in Rome, where I come from, like people go there to drink a cocktail.
Yeah.
And they hang out, and then yes, there is music, you dance a little bit, but you just go in there to a bar basically. It's a club.
Yeah, and Guyana can be like this.
Yeah.
Can be, yeah. But don't get me wrong. There was some really good. I had some really nice gigs also, but sometimes it's just a shot in the dark. Sometimes you can be prepared for a bit of boring crowd, and I would like to be more like energetic sometimes.
Yeah, the vibe. Are you? Do you dance a lot when you go to listen to music?
Yeah, I love to dance. Yeah. Yes, but I feel nowadays I dance a little less because I'm getting older. but I always liked to dance since I was a kid.
Yeah. So you go less partying. I mean, you also work.
Yeah, I'm working. If it is,
yeah.
But whenever I can and I'm feeling the energy, I put my dancing shoes on. That's kidding, but I dance. I like to dance. Yeah.
Amazing. Talking about your production, so I wanted to ask you, if you were to define your current style of making music, how would you define it?
But like the sound itself, like the interesting. There's this guy that told me like I have this shamanistic techno. I found it nice, but I don't know. I really like this tribal kind of stuff, but I don't want to define it tribal because I feel I have a really large sound palette. Nowadays, I'm producing more this kind of sexy but lost in the jungle kind of sound. Yeah. But I don't know if I want to be labeled just as this.
It's tricky.
But I like to do. I like to do like danceable music, like feel good music, but I also like some heads down, like thinking your life music, like some put your mind to flew around, like some intelligent music,
Yeah.
But nowadays you can say so like a more tribal kind of techno, percussive.
Yeah.
But at the same time I like some scientific concepts like sci-fi stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Hence why one of my tracks is called Bionic Jungle. It's like the interchange between nature and I don't know, mechanical stuff, bionic, robots,
that I mean,
sci-fi concepts,
Yeah. I love the track. Sexiest track of 2023.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I dance it to it. Like, it's a beautiful track. When people give you compliment about Bionic Jungle, do you feel like, oh, I'm bored? Again?
No, because it's my favorite track I've ever did.
It resonates with you as well.
Yeah. I think that one of records, I Know Sama. It's one of my favorite songs. Also, I don't play as much nowadays.
Which one is the second one?
I Know Zama is released on Records special projects.
Okay,
my first EP.
Yeah,
it's really tribal. There's a nice conga loop that sticks to your ear. But that's it. I like Bionic Jungle. When people talk me good about it, I'm like, thank you, because I feel proud of it. Because when I was doing the loop at the studio, I was like, okay, this shit bangs, It's not every track that is like this, but this one I was like, oh my god. Yeah. And I feel grateful that Dustin felt kind of the same, and we put it out.
And it worked out. Yeah, and I think also another track that you made more recently, or you released more recently, Steady, not on Uncaged from Marco Faraone. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about these two tracks? Because Bionic Jungle came out like maybe a year before, and then Steady after. Yeah. How do you feel about these two in comparison? Did you make Steady afterwards, or it was made same time?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Steady came after Bionic Jungle, like 1 year or something.
Yeah, release for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know exactly the date, but it was after Bionic Jungle. Yeah. And you can feel some similarities because there's the vocal processing and the way the way the groove is constructed,
Yeah.
But it's interesting that it's a track of mine that's coming out soon. That the vocals also resembles Bionic Jungle a lot.
Okay.
But for me, that's it for now. And now I don't know if you noticed that my last EP was like beginning of last year. I'm taking like a break from EPs that I want to come with something a little bit different, but still my own sound.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Yeah. Curious. And how has your production process changed in the last 2 years? For example, now you mentioned you have a new EP coming out that is, or it came out already, your latest EP.
No, my latest EP was the Cyber Dystopia with Bionic Jungle.
Okay.
And I'm like, I found a new home for my new EP, but it's still in the the start of the process of getting it. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, but I hope everything works well, because I feel this one will be a special place for
interesting.
me. Yeah, and
yeah. Is there some emotions that you really feel when you are making music lately?
Yeah, I'm pretty random with my relationship with production. Sometimes I'm just doing a track for sake of doing it, because like nowadays you need to be out there, and sometimes you need to force a bit, but I don't like it, but sometimes I feel you need to. But sometimes I have like this emotion and I want to put it out, but I like to work with teams, like sometimes I want to, I don't know, I'm an acing track, you are followed by someone, or I don't know, like this escapism, you know?
Yeah.
Even like this, it started to feeling a bit generic for me, but like, oh, you're lost in a tribe and there's this indigenous coming after you, and you're lost in a jungle. I like to picture things, like the Mentorship track that I released on Enemy. I was in like this underwater vibe, and I was like, okay. And then about this sound that I pitched down, it was sound like a whale sound, but I was like, it can be a manta ray. It felt like I will give this name because I like manta rays. I like to work with teams.
Mm-hmm. With teams, and for example, with the vocal processing you mentioned now in Bionic Jungle Steady, and then in the other track that is coming out, what was the idea? Was there a common theme across these tracks? For example, for the mental processing, this like deep voice that breaks the groove.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly because I wrote Bionic Jungle like in 2021, I feel. But this also happens a lot to me. Like I start with a blank sheet and I'm just throwing paint on it, trying different sounds, exploring different processings or testing, I don't know. And then suddenly I come with something, and this sound gives me the theme, and I'm like, okay, this will be a cybernetic jungle dystopian thing, and then I go from there. You know, sometimes I don't have an idea, but I get to this sound, and from this sound I have a theme, and then I finish the track.
Yeah.
It's like I'm getting inspired from something that I explored and I found it.
Yeah, it just came to your like in front of you.
Yeah. But sometimes I just go, okay, I'm gonna do a track with that. For me, it is this theme, and then or I watch a movie and I'm okay, this is cool sound, and this movie is about this, and maybe I sample it and then do some processing and do a track from this.
And then you get inspiration from making it.
Yeah.
Do you have a ritual or some kind of process that you follow every week, every day, every 2 weeks?
No. Like in the most productive time was like in COVID. I did a lot of tracks, and then I felt I was like having a lot of ideas because I was like just locked in my room doing tracks. There was nothing else to do. But I'm pretty random, to be honest. Sometimes I start one way and sometimes the other way. Sometimes I feel inspired by a track that I heard and I want to do something similar, but I change it a little bit and then do it my own way. It's pretty random. Random.
So you don't produce, like these weeks you don't touch music at all?
Yeah, but not, sometimes I don't, because I need to work on some personal stuff. Sure. But I don't have a ritual, no.
Yeah.
When I have a free time and I'm feeling that I want to do music, I try to do it.
Yeah. You produce with speakers, with headphones, both?
Headphones.
Only headphones?
Headphones. Really back then I used I have some shitty Behringer monitor speakers, but they are more like desktop speakers than monitors, I used them in my room just to, like when I bring my girlfriend and we want to listen to some music, I put it aloud. But I didn't use it like to produce, just like a second reference sometimes, because I knew how the music should sound on them. And I was in doubt with the phone, and then I used them as a second reference just to make sure everything was the right levels.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm producing the headphones only.
Got it, okay. Yeah, and you're probably used to it so much, so so it works.
I since my 16 years, I just produce on headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. Yeah. Are you getting inspiration, for example, from other things in your life that are completely not art related? I don't know, for example, emotions or relationships, places you visit.
Well, yeah, I can say so, but I don't feel it's like directly. Like it's more like subjectively, like how can I say? You're subconsciously. Yeah. Like I've gone into techno after the passing of my mother. It was when I started going out more and checking parties and stuff. Then this kind of losses always messes with me a little. Sometimes I try to write a track in dedication for a parent that left our plane. Or maybe even like when I met my girlfriend, it was like in the COVID era, and I was so like super in love at the beginning. I am still in love with you, dear. Sorry, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I was really energetic, and I put my energy on music. Yeah. But I'm there's those artists that are more. They write more stuff when they're a bit more sad. I'm more the guy that. If I'm happy and hyped up, then I write more music. When I'm more sad, I try to keep more close.
Yeah.
And different a bit in this kind of stuff.
Interesting. And we can cut this out if you want after, but like, if you feel comfortable, when did your mother pass away?
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And in that moment, there was the moment where you decided that you needed time for yourself. You started going into techno after that. That kind of.
It was a bit the opposite, because I wasn't ever like this extrovert guy that was always going out. And in Guyana there was this phase that deep house was a thing. Yeah. And every bar there was a DJ. And Alex also was the guy that was bringing the artist at the time, but I didn't go out as much. But after when my mom passed away, I felt this urge to. I was a bit revolted with the world, but. Yeah, it happens. It's a part of life.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear.
No problem. But yeah, it made me even grow as a person. Like, and then I went out more, and I was like, let's fuck this. I want to live my life and do what I want, because I was in university and I was studying. I have a degree in software engineering, but it wasn't for me 100%. I like this stuff, but not like to work with it. Yeah. And it was like this time that I was doing that like future house stuff, but I wasn't 100% sure of it. And then when my mom passed away and I went to techno parties, everything opened a new world for me. I was like, man, this is it. I want to work with this, and that's it. And that was the main point when I started DJing professionally, because it was. Even producing at that time, it was just a bit of a hobby, fun thing to do, and not like, I want to live with this.
Yeah, super interesting. And that was 6 years ago. Then you were still in Guyana, in Brazil. Yeah. And you started releasing around 2018. So that was basically the time,
Yeah. I think, yes, that's the time.
And that was like you went into techno full on, and moved to Europe.
Yeah. Now we're here.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy, no?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think?
I feel grateful for everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. Beautiful position.
I remember like when my mother was alive, I was telling her, it was more joking with her. I was not sure if I 100% want this, but I was like, I want to be a DJ and travel the world and stuff. And she was really supportive, and amazing. I really like that. Yeah, I always remember this,
Yeah. It makes a huge difference when you have support from someone you love so much. Yeah. In 2018, when you started making techno, would you ever imagine 6 years later I'm playing Berghain twice already?
No. Like in Guyana and in Brazil, it was even difficult for me like to understand the scene in Europe as a general. Like I need to do my own research to understand the origins of techno, Detroit, all this kind of stuff. Because for me, it was just a electronic music genre, and I was playing it, but I didn't know the backstory of it at all. So there was all this process to me. Even like I knew that Berghain was the place, but not like I know today, For me, it was just a club, but it's not just a club.
Yeah.
And that's super interesting to me.
Yeah.
How everything like my goals, everything changed suddenly, you know.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
It's great. If you think about what's your definition of success?
Oh my God. I think success in our industry is...
For you.
For me?
Yeah.
Well, man, it's doing something you love and get recognized from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're doing a thing that comes from your heart and people believe.
Yeah.
That's for me success.
Yeah.
And of course, we're living in a capitalist world. You need money, guys. Yeah, you need something to keep it up. Yeah.
Rent is not free. Food is not free.
No.
You gotta travel. You gotta.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, that's the definition. But I would like to say, like, scene-wise, it would be like have a long-standing career. That's a success for me. Also, like, be known for like not just this generation, but for a longer period. You know.
Yeah. Going across times.
Yeah. Timeless. Have a timeless career.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's amazing. Like you have it pretty clear, and you're pursuing that. It's happening already.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Yeah. It's great, man.
Thank you.
When you look back at the last 6 years of evolution, like the labels you released, the parties you have played at, or anything else, like people who supported you, what do you think were the most important points to help you be doing the life you have right now?
Oh, there's a lot of things. Like, as you said, like support from my parents. My father also, like after my mom passed away, he gave me time to do whatever I want. Like, I wasn't employed at the time, and he was paying all the bills. He didn't complain. He let me grieve.
Yeah.
And let me. I was like, Father, I'm doing some music, and I remember the time I was doing some more mainstream stuff, and then San Paganini started playing my tracks, and I showed him some videos, and he was like, yeah, I like it, but where's the money? But he was supportive. I know my father, when he says that, was like, he was supportive, but at the same time he was afraid, because he was afraid of my future and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was super good. And also my father, he was one of the guys that teach me how to really listen to music, because he is an audiophile guy.
Okay.
So that I like mix downs and stuff because also of him. At the beginning, I showed tracks to him, and he was like, "Oh no, the highs are too harsh. You need to bring it that loud."
Wow.
Sometimes he was even computer trying to do a key on my master on my first tracks. Yeah, really cute. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
So like my parents support family, like even my grandma, everyone, friends, my girlfriend, really supportive, and of course like those guys, Alex, Justino and Morgana, they were like my mentors at the beginning of my career. Morgana was the first that booked me for her party in Goiânia. So that's how my career started in techno, like Marcal, my first gig. They gave me a lot of hints and tips. Alex brought me to his studio, showed me like different sides of techno, like this palette thing, you know. I discovered a lot of possibilities. He made me like not always stick to a formula and try to, you know, explore, because techno is like a universe.
Yeah.
You keep exploring and
yeah.
That's really important. There was other guys also like from collectives in Guyana that also really helped me. People from Brazil, people from here, like people that believe me, like overseas, only by the internet, like really supportive.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm grateful for everything. Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here.
Also here, thank you for the invitation again.
Yeah, pleasure to have you, really, man. And it seems like also you have, I don't know if you believe in karma or like in general, like I think you seem to be a person that is like super open and grateful. I think, and usually amazing things happen to people like this. Do you believe in karma or some kind of like...
In some ways, yes. But sometimes I feel scared of it because oh my God, you know.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But I feel it can work like this.
Yeah, amazing.
I try to, be good.
Yeah,
with the next, you know, like be caring with the next person to you.
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt.
No, I think it makes the world a better place. Like
we need that.
Yeah,
even though the world is completely upside down, I feel.
Yeah, it does. you mentioned labels. So you released on Sam Paganini's label. It was one of the biggest, the first labels actually trusted you.
It was my first big release because it was on vinyl.
Yeah.
And especially like in Guyana and in Brazil, it was like, oh, you're releasing on vinyl. That's super cool, no? You know?
Yeah.
I felt really proud of that one. I still have it like in a mode.
In
like
a frame,
in a frame, in my bedroom in Brazil.
Wow, amazing.
My father did to me. Like put it like in an artistic way. I can show you a picture afterwards.
Yes.
But yeah, sorry, the question again. I talk a lot sometimes.
No. I wanted to ask you. So labels, Sam Paganini.
Yeah.
On
and
Jam.
then I went to after Sam Paganini. There was a turning point for me because I was doing like, as a DJ, I was playing some underground techno, real good techno, and some commercial mainstream ones. But after release on Sam Paganini, there was like this party in São Paulo. There's a collective called Tanza, and they done the Photon Clockworks in São Paulo.
Yeah.
And I went there, and Ben Clock fucking smashed my brains, and Marcel Detman also, and they also did a back-to-back. And then this day I was like, yeah, man, that's the shit.
Yeah.
But also it wasn't like the real turning point. And afterwards I stumbled upon a Renawai set on SoundCloud in like COVID era already. And then I was like, oh my God, I didn't know techno could be this danceable, this groovy, this funky. There was, in this set from Rene, there was this track from Blank called Vibration. And I fucking love this track. And I was like, man, I should start doing this kind of techno. Not that I'm doing right now. And then I released on Rick Kids. It was you can see it's a totally different sound.
From Jam.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And then Rick Kids and then Enemy Records came.
Yeah.
And
those
then
were the main ones.
Yeah. And then eventually Token, you released on Token, My Medicine, and others.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have. Have you thought about starting your own label?
Yeah, but I feel it's not the right time for me at the moment.
Yeah.
I want to develop my profile a little bit further and then start thinking of it again. But I'm still like, I'm not feeling rushed to do it. I have some labels like all my goals that I want to try and see if I can put something there before I open my own.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, you have no rush, so
yeah.
Fuck it.
I hope.
Yeah, like a very close person to me introduced me to this concept of, she told me, I de-deadline myself. Yeah. Amazing, no?
Perfect.
She was talking about writing. I said, when are you publishing on blog? It's like, fuck it, I don't feel it right now. I'm going to wait, write more. I de-deadline myself.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Yeah. I say sometimes like there's some almost 2 years that I didn't release an EP, and then some people are like, hey, where are you? And I feel a bit pressure to put something out already because, like the world nowadays, people attention spans it's not so long. Yeah. You need to constantly put some stuff out there to people, or people will forget about you. Yeah. But I feel like I can wait a little longer at this period of my career. But I feel it's time for a new EP, maybe soon. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? What do you think people? Do people have any preconceptions about you when they come to you and they think, okay, you are a super fast producer? Is there something that people get wrong very often about you?
No, I feel people think I'm really young. I'm not.
It's a gift, man. Like, you look young. It's great.
Yeah, I feel sometimes people think like I'm a more younger guy, like I'm 24, 23, but yeah. I don't know. Just a feeling that I have. But otherwise, it's fine. Yeah.
Have you had any very hard moments in your career so far, music-wise?
Hard?
Yeah.
And I struggled with touring overseas because, like, as I told you, I was not like this really extrovert guy. I was more like always like in my home. I like to be on computer doing my own thing. Sometimes I went out, but not like in my hometown. People really love to go to a bar and talk with a lot of people and friends. I like to do it, but like thrice a month. Yeah. Not like people every weekend do that. Like I'm not that type of guy. I like to like be in my home doing music or playing some video games online with friends and talking bullshit, Yeah. And when I started touring, everything, like the nightlife really came to me like in a punch, like not sleeping that much, getting used to like get jet lagged and go to play and know a lot of different people that I'm not used to talk and have these dinners, have to socialize. For me, I struggle with this a bit. I'm a bit antisocial. I'm not 100% antisocial, but I'm really moody guy. Some days I'm not feeling that much. Some days I'm talking a lot. It all depends. I'm really random. And the constant flights and maybe not eating or eating something. Also, like saying I was this guy that say yes every time. Now I'm learning that I need to establish some limits to myself, take more good care of my mental health that I was not taking care. So this gave me a little anxiety at the beginning. I felt some problems with that. And then I took some medicine and went to the psychologist.
Yeah.
And then I'm feeling way better now. And now that I moved here, I'm feeling even more comfortable. Finally.
Less traveling, less toll on your body.
As you can see, all these tracks that I released the past years was most of them was in the COVID era in 2020 and 2021. From 2022 to 2023, I did not produce many stuff because I was only DJing and trying to adapt to this new lifestyle,
Yeah, adjust to the new change.
Yeah.
What helped you? And actually, or let's put it this way, what are the tools you're using now to set boundaries? What is it, something that you say, I will not do it, it's too much for me?
Well, it's like more like being direct and establishing limits, like saying no. Sometimes I don't want to go to the after party, I don't go.
You don't,
you're drinking? No, I'm not drinking. I'm not having alcohol today, and that's it. Sometimes people make, we're not drinking. I don't want to drink.
Fuck it,
and that's it. Yeah, most this tiny. It seems silly, but it's not. For me, I'm kind of emotionally sensitive guy. I also learned it from the traveling.
Yeah.
I discovered myself more. So as I said, also like a lot of personal growth. I'm grateful for that. I'm developing as a human being and understanding myself more.
Yeah.
So saying no to things. Maybe even sometimes I arrive really tired and worried about some personal stuff, and there's this artist dinner that I need to be. And sometimes I feel I say no, I'm just having my own dinner on my room service at the hotel, and then I see you guys at the gig, and then that's it. And I don't need to be 100% every time receptionist. I'm not a robot. I'm a human being, and
you need time for you and for your body.
At the beginning, I felt that doing this was wrong, and I needed to be always like, okay, let's go. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's talk to this person. Okay, let's do everything. And then I was getting overwhelmed.
Yeah. It's really important.
Because traveling for me is exhausting. Yeah. I don't like that much.
Yeah.
I like to travel as a tourist and go to the beach and have good times with my
friends.
But spending many hours in the airport and then your flight got delayed. Oh my God, it's the worst shit ever.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel privileged to say that this is shit, but mentally it is.
It has a huge impact on your mind and your body as well, right?
Because people see you have a DJ life, you have the perfect life. No, it's a
shit.
job as any other.
Yeah, no, for sure. And what advice would you give to someone who is in your position 6 years ago, let's say? They're just starting out with something that they really feel connected to, and they having a lot of self-doubt. They're thinking, oh, maybe I'm never going to make it. Maybe I shouldn't start because too many thoughts in my mind.
It sounds cliche as fuck, but believe in your skills, like believe in yourself. If you feel you are not prepared, so maybe you are not prepared and you need to study harder or practice harder. It's also good to have your self-analysis. Like, trust in yourself. If you feel you are not prepared, then maybe you are not. And then work on it and get prepared. And then you feel prepared, you know? I feel it's like really basic, but I feel some people don't do that.
No.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I was being this guy that really... how can I say, like, feet on the ground. Like, I'm really realistic. If I feel I'm not doing that good, 90% is that I'm not doing good, you know?
Yeah,
I try to always self-analyze me and see what I'm putting out, what I'm trying to do, and if it's in the right way or not. And don't feel afraid of asking for help or for advice from someone that you feel like that will help you really. Not like, I'm not against it, but like some people ask for feedback or for help, but they ask for someone that's is not prepared to give you a feedback. So you need to find the people that you really feel comfortable and you feel that the feedback will be worth it to you, you know?
Yes. Yeah,
I feel that's key.
Yeah, it takes time also to get to that point, but yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, very interesting. And I want to ask you some last questions before we wrap up. I could talk with you for hours, but I think we should do it. We should do it another time and wrap up this one. One question I want to ask you is, what drives you in life?
Challenges.
Yeah.
I always have like these mini goals that for me makes me move, you know? If I don't have a goal, I can also feel easily comfortable.
Yeah.
If I let myself to be comfortable, you know, like, okay, for me, I already checked everything on my list. Now I can just chill on my couch and have some junk food and be there. But I like to set those goals so I have something to reach.
Yeah.
And I feel these important challenges are nice. I always try to, even if it's not in music, I can try to find something outside. Okay, no, I want to learn a new language, and then I try to do it. Keeps me
active. Yeah, and happy.
Yeah.
I have some questions that are gonna be like very quick. I'll ask you whatever comes to mind.
Those are the ones that I'm bad.
Go free flow, like whatever feels right. So, if you had to choose one track that is a closing track for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Oh my God. Well, I'm not sure if it's the track for the last of my life, but there's this track that I play a lot in Brazil at the last track of my set. This Dance and Pica Coat. There's this really beautiful piano line. And I really loved it, but I played it, and I also layered a cappella from Larry Heard. Larry Heard? No, I don't know if it's like Larry Heard. Oh my god, I'm getting embarrassed now. But it has this vocal, like, in the beginning there was Jack, and Jack had a groove. I think it's Larry Heard, I'm not sure.
I know this track, but
and then I do this layering, and it fits so soulful to me, so empowering, but it's like a discourse, you know, a spoken word thing. Yeah. And it really touched me when on the piano chords came in and the vocal is coming on. So it is this mixture that I do that I really love it. And sometimes I do it again. When I feel it's time to do it. Yeah. But oh man, I don't know. There's so many good tracks out there that I don't know. There's Islam Lifetimes.
Oh, I love it.
I love it. Track. It's really
very
nice.
Melancholic.
Also, Anthony Rother, Father. I love it. Oh. There's also other one from Anthony Rother that I really like. I can't remember the name.
Coming Home or
Coming Home. I
just closed my last.
Back
set.
Home.
Back home. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony Rother closing track is like it's a match.
Yeah. I don't know for the.
Back Home.
I still want to find the answer to this question, because I still want to find a track that I want be the close, but the one I closed on Berghain is really special also.
I think I Shazammed it, but
it's extracts from Steve Rachmad, Sterak.
Yeah,
it's really a really beautiful one. But this track I stole from my brother. He's also DJ, because he closed one party going with this track one time, and then her girlfriend come behind the booth and hug him, and everyone started clapping. It was a really beautiful, intimate moment we all shared that night. And I think on his birthday, she made I don't know, a frame, like a cartoon photo of that moment, of the photo. Yeah, he hugging him, and it was like in the Spotify layout, Easter egg extracts, you know. It's really nice.
Super cool.
Yeah.
What a moment.
Yeah,
beautiful, because it connects you with also when you think about it now, you're just having the same emotions.
Yeah. The music's
beautiful.
About emotion.
Yeah. Well, what is what is a guilty pleasure track of yours? A track you would not play in a set?
Destination Calabria.
I love it.
I mean, I could listen to it when I was younger. I can listen to it now and dance and make fun, but I would never play it.
Wow, Destination Calabria. Crazy track.
Crazy
track. Wow. Okay. And can you sing aloud one of your latest tracks?
I can sing Bionic Jungle.
Let's go.
Ping pong, two, ping pong, two.
What are the words? Is it your voice or?
No, it's I cut some syllables from a poem. But with the processing, it sounds like ping pong, but it wasn't what I was listening when I was doing it. It was like more like babe bum, babe bum, you know. But some people was like ping pong, and I was like, yeah, that's it.
Damn, it just sounds so good.
Yeah, it's really hypnotizing to me.
Yeah. It's like tension release, hypnotizing, very simple. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And would you rather play in front of 10,000 people, huge stadium, or small house party, 20 close friends?
Second option.
Yeah. You want the connection there. Yeah. It
a bit selfish, you know, but it is what it is.
No, like, yeah, it's like.
But I also like when it's too many people, I feel that you don't have the same connection when it's fewer people, especially when people are too far from the booth.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. Like,
I don't like it.
Super nice. And what is one artist, doesn't have to be a DJ or musician or producer, who you would get stuck on an island with for a week? Deserted island.
An artist that... Sorry, can you repeat? Sorry.
It could be, what would be one artist, could be dead or alive, could be musician or any kind of artist.
Okay.
You get stuck on an island with, you're alone with this other person or duo.
Oh my God.
It's a deserted island, you don't have food, you don't have anything, you don't have like...
Does it need to be techno artist?
No, it could be anyone. Painter or...
Crazy. Oh, that's a tricky one. You guys can cut it, right? I need to think.
Yeah, we can.
You sent me this question beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't read, sorry.
No worries.
Oh my God, man, there's so many artists. Oh my God.
Even if it's like a couple of artists.
Yeah. Let me tell. Well, Joe Coltrane, I would ask him how he does this. I would be asking him like a fanboy, you know?
Yeah.
How do you do this, man? How do you fucking do this? You're a genius. For me, he's a genius.
Wow.
I love his music.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, who else? No, I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sorry for the boring answer.
No. That's it. That's your answer.
Yeah. Maybe the techno... Jeff Mills, I don't know.
That's it. And what is a project or many projects of yours that are current or that will come in the future that you're really excited about?
There's something that I'm really excited about, but I can't tell much about it because it's supposed to be
secret.
Yeah. I'm also, it's not like 100% confirmed, so I don't want to jinx it.
Sure. Okay. No, let's not jinx
it. But yeah, there's a project that I'm really looking for, but it's still not. But I have a remix coming out for Headstrong P-Flug, and one track on a Sublunar Records from Shari.
Yeah. Cool. Very nice.
It's like it sounds similar to Bionic Jungle. I'm gonna admit that. But it was fun doing it, and people he liked it, and I felt releasing it.
Yeah.
In a VA, it felt
the right
that would work. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Very nice. And we have a closing tradition for we ask everybody to tell us what is one question we should ask our next guest. You don't know who they're gonna be.
Okay. That's a good one. To keep people like aware. And how do they like balance their artist life, the personal life, like mentally, like in this kind of way, you know? Yeah,
traveling and doing gigs with
I
friends.
I feel this should be more displayed for people, you know, like even for other artists that watch.
Yeah.
Because I feel some artists struggle with mental health, and it's good to make it.
Yeah. I think
we are all humans, guys. We are not like superhumans or robots or something like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the social connections, heavy touring schedule is a huge thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. There is a question for you, of course.
Okay.
Do you feel free with your art?
It's becoming I feel like each time passes, like each year, I feel more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% free, I feel, but I'm trying to get to this phase that can be 100% free. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. I'm sure you will manage.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's tricky in this business, but
it is. Yeah. Marcal, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, super fun.
Thank you so much.
I could go for this for hours.
Thank you so much. I had the best time. Really, really. You're so cute, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, thanks for receiving me.